All right, before we get started, please subscribe, like, share this video. So I got two announcements I'm going to make before I get into the video. The first one is you really got to watch the Run DMC interview. The guy is fantastic. He was an open book. I mean, it is a tremendous interview. I'm going to leave the link down below in the comment section. The guy, Darryl McDaniels, King DMC, one of the greatest rappers that ever lived, part of Run DMC. It was an amazing interview. The guy is so intellectual and so aware and so self-aware and tremendous accolades as Run DMC. You got to watch it. It's fabulous. The other thing is I have Serious and Silliness t-shirts. Look. Very cool, right? I know. Just got them made up. They're pretty cool. If anybody wants them, they're $25. Just email me, unclejohn1201@gmail, or hit me up on Instagram, Serious and Silliness on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook, Serious and Silliness on Facebook. Tell me your size, and I'll mail you one. It's really easy, right? $25. I mean, you might not look as good as me, you know. I mean, but hey, listen, can't all be perfect. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right, so this video is basically my continued bromance about Kevin Samuels, but not only that, it's my reaction to my last video that I did. So I did a Kevin Samuels video, and it had a great response. And reading in the comment section, some things were concerning in the comment section, but I'll get to that. So recap: Kevin Samuels is a YouTube relationship coach. Apparently he's helped men for a long time. Now he's trying to help women. But his original profession, he still does, he's actually a professional shopper and an image consultant. He makes a lot of money doing this. I said it in my last video. The guy makes about $1.3 million a year on being an image consultant. It's very high end. His clients are very high end. The guy is tremendously alpha, tremendously successful, fantastic air and aura about him, class act, dresses to the nines. I mean, that's why I got a bromance, man crush, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, obviously, Kevin Samuels is a black guy. So the majority of the people that he's dealing with are black. In some of the comments, there was some comments that said that what is a white guy like me is interested in Kevin Samuels when the problems with black women aren't the same as with white women. Well, I'm going to tell you that as a member of the white community, believe me when I tell you that the sense of entitlement with women today is across the board. Okay, I don't care what color they are. If you're white or black and you're from the States or the Western countries or whatnot, I mean, it is just the sense of entitlement is across the board. Black girls might be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive about it, but believe me, the sense of entitlement is across the board. I've met plenty of girls that guys aren't good enough. So I had one girlfriend. It was a short girlfriend. Disclaimer, obviously, way before I met my wife. Now that I have social media again, you know, you kind of find people that you used to know. Talking. She was engaged 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. It's like, and I said to her, what do you just collect engagement rings? Now, if you really want to get specific, you know, I know everybody just lumps white people into one section. If you want to get specific, the sense of entitlement is even greater with Italian girls from New York City and Russian girls or Eastern European, Ukrainian type girls from New York City. Oh my God, it is unbelievable. Those girls are almost unbearable. Go and try to go to Coney Island, Brooklyn, or go to Brighton Beach, Bensonhurst. Talk to a Russian girl or a Ukrainian girl or a Chechnyan girl, you don't, my God, but by the time the conversation's over, you want to slit your throat. It's unbelievable. Anyway, it's really not that different. The sense of autonomy is really not that different. He's still accurate. And he's still accurate when it comes to both black girls and white girls. He says that black women are raised to be independent. Well, white girls are raised to be independent too, right? Everybody's pushing for go to college, and that's a good thing. But the appreciation of marriage and relationships is on the downside. And that's the troubling thing. So now that like I said, I'm on social media again. I meet a lot of girls that I knew from high school. Now I'm 44 years old. So high school was a very long time ago for me, right? I mean, a lot of girls from high school again, until we bullshit on, oh, how you doing? And blah, blah, blah. I haven't talked to you in a while. And it's almost 50% of the girls that I knew from high school are divorced now. And the reasons they give me are just blanket statements. They don't seem sufficient reasons. It seems to me that they're just did not want to be married anymore. So they give you blanket statements, insufficient reasons. So I get a lot of reasons like this. I don't like the man he became. He's not the same man I married. He's narcissistic. What else? He's controlling. He didn't respect me. I mean, just total blanket statements. And these girls get defensive when I say, well, what do you mean he was controlling? And I actually had one girl tell me he didn't want me to work. He wanted me to be a stay-home mom while he worked. And he didn't want me to work. That's what she said to me. And I was like, I actually said to her, wow, he sounds like a real monster. Wants you to be home with the children, raising your children while he's out working. And it's the way that she actually said it. She tried to frame it in a way where he's controlling. I mean, it's unbelievable. Nothing's good enough, right? No, once again, I'm making a blanket statement about all women, but I'm not saying all women. There are great girls out there. There are wonderful girls out there. It's just that when a woman gets divorced today, and especially once she gets a hold of the lawyers, they chirp in her ear, and there's really not too many consequences for a woman when she gets divorced. She winds up with child support. She winds up with alimony. Usually she winds up with the house. It's the guys that get hit hard. Again, there's an exception to the rule, right? But the exception isn't the rule. Okay. Anyway, I watched this one video with Kevin Samuels, and he had a white girl on, and it was great because this white girl was a young girl. She was in college or just freshly out of college, and she had a very, very leftist, liberal point of view. Capitalism is bad. Socialism is the way to go. And he decimates this girl. But he does it so diplomatically and so nicely because she wasn't being nasty. She was being nice, but her point of view was really off the charts. I mean, this was really leftist off the charts. And he just decimated her. And this is why I love this guy, because he has what very little men are capable of. Very few men are capable of having a conversation with a woman and being able to bob and weave around the woman's strategy and getting them to listen and get his point across. A lot of guys can't do that. And a lot of guys, if anybody's married out there and you have a conversation with your wife or an argument or a debate, what happens is like Kevin Samuel says, their ego gets in the way and then they just want to win the argument. And he's able to basically shift and move and bob and weave and get his point across and get them to listen. And this is why I'm fascinated by him, because he does it in a way that's so diplomatic, But at the same time, if it gets to the point where it's too crazy or too combative, he just hangs up. He's like, I'm not wasting my time with this. But most of the time he gets through. And it's fascinating because most of the time he gets through. Watch this video of him and this girl, and you'll see what I mean about very radically left socialist kind of point of view, and how he breaks it down and educates her, for lack of a better term, and totally decimates her. Like she doesn't have an argument. She doesn't have a leg to stand on after he's done with her. So I am going to put in the comment section, I did a short video on the difference between black girls and white girls way before I realized who Kevin Samuels was. And then I'm going to put the DMC interview in also. And I'm also going to put the last Kevin Samuels video in the comment section, so you could just click it and take a look and whatnot. Please go back and watch the Run DMC interview. It was fantastic. It really was. Great listen. Especially if you're a hip hop junkie, or if you're in your 30s or 40s, or even your 50s, and you know who Run DMC is. I mean, it takes you back like you're a little kid again. Tremendous interview. All right, here's that video. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Later.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. How old are you?
Good.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
All right. What do you got for me?
I'm just curious. I hear you saying high value man, high value woman. What do you consider that to be?
Well, it's a long definition, but in a nutshell, what do you consider a high value man? 6 points primarily. There's an income component, roughly $120,000 a year, $10,000 a month in Dallas, Houston, Austin, Atlanta dollars. If you live in a different region, like LA or New York, you have to adjust it. You have to make that money for at least 5 years. Approaching 3 will do it. High value men is also accepted by other high value men as being a part of their group, their society. They recognize as already a part or has the potential. High value men has a network of high value men and others. High value man has his entire life is LinkedIn level. It has visibility. So he doesn't just go by the title of saying I'm an entrepreneur. It means something like I'm the head of cardiology at Hopkins, something that people kind of know at a LinkedIn level. And lastly, this is no order of importance except for money. Money has to start there. If it doesn't exist, it can't be high value. Lastly, he's useful to others and the group. Now, this is by no means the only criteria, but it's the most universal.
So you think that having money is one of the number one factors to being a high value man?
Well, you can't be high value and homeless.
Well, I'm not saying homeless, but I mean, as a person that grew up with a father that is considered to be a high value man, that makes...
He may make a lot of money, that doesn't make him high value.
Exactly.
I just gave you 6 criteria, only one of which is money, and money has to be there. This is non-negotiable.
But what if they have all of those factors but make $70,000 annually?
Why? Is that really a hill worth dying on?
I mean,
how about this? How about this? High value has to have a dollar component, and whether you value it or not, this 6-figure thing has been around since 1983, and it was given to us by women. You're 23. Learn a little bit more before you try to come in with your opinions. This has been around. Listen. This has been around since 1983. No romance without finance. You got to have a JLB if you want to be with me. Don't want no scrubs. Women have been saying they wanted the 3 6s, 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack for longer than you have been on the planet. And that is, listen.
Oh, I am
That
listening.
is what women decide that they value. That's what they seem they value in men. They value a man's resource and production. But there are also other things, because you can have a lot of money and not be valuable. So to ask the question, well, what about $70,000? It's a distinction without a difference.
I have this question also.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I mean, that image of a high value man making six figures was created in a capitalistic society.
Do you live in the West? Where do you live?
I live in Atlanta, but I grew up on the West Coast.
Well, welcome to the capitalistic world. We're in the capitalistic country.
Do you personally think that that could change in the future?
Not in your lifetime. I mean, okay, well, let me ask you, ma'am. Did you grow up middle class, upper middle class? What?
Upper middle class.
Would you like to have grown up in poverty?
No, I don't think anybody.
Well, would you rather switch it to go to live a life of a poor righteous teacher?
Personally, yes.
Okay, well, that's your option. See, that's the thing. That's what money affords you. You grew up upper middle class, so you can sit back and think about philosophy of this and that. But when you're hungry and grew up in the projects like I did, where you didn't eat for days, we didn't have first world problems like many people.
No, I understand.
So understand something. You have only known life through your father and your family's production. You can choose to go out and live somewhere else, but I'm going to ask you a question. What system of government is better than capitalism?
Well, what would you say about Sweden or Norway, countries that are more of a socialist country?
They're socialist as far as their politics, but they're capitalistic as far as their finance.
Yes, but their emphasis is not on, it's rather on people rather than
right.
And like typically in our society.
What I say, it works very well. It works very well for small, extremely small places. But show me where you have that with hundreds of millions of people. Yeah,
you are right.
No.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I mean, I get that there's some people. High value is something that I didn't just look at the United States. I took across any time, any continent, and I said, where are the men who are ranked higher than other men? What were synonymous? And these things always came out. Because there's always going to be a ranking structure.
What is your definition of a high value woman then?
She's attractive and appealing. She has a comforting character. She's discerning and disciplined, liberating and loyal. She's enthusiastic and exuberant.
So none of that has to do with how much she makes, though.
Because your money matters not to us.
Yeah, I guess.
No, it doesn't. If so, then you should be able to show me women who make a lot of money who are below average looking with high value men. They're not. Women typically, a woman's currency is in her beauty, her womb, her cooperativeness, her submission. A man is in his resources, his ability to compete and produce.
Michelle Obama, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, these are all extremely...
Michelle Obama did not marry a bum. She married
he was in law school. I mean...
But okay, Michelle Obama did not marry a guy on the corner. Barack was in Columbia and Harvard, ma'am.
I understand that. I'm not saying like a bum, a homeless man. I'm saying someone that makes $31,000 to $70,000 a year.
Do you know about Barack Obama and why Michelle?
Yes, he was a law student.
You know exactly, and he was the president of the Law Review, and he had political aspirations. That's why she got with him, because that was a political marriage. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, ma'am. Sure. My question is this: you live in observable reality. It seems like you have an issue with money.
Because I mean, personally, growing up with money, it can ruin people.
Well, it
can ruin a relationship.
Here's what you can choose to do. You can choose to say, Mom and Dad, I don't want any inheritance, any insurance money. I want none of it. I'm going to give away all. Did you go to college?
Yes.
Did they pay for it?
No.
Okay. You can choose scholarship. Okay. You can choose to give back anything your parents have given you after 18 years old, and you can walk the earth like Kung Fu. You can go through life like Gandhi if you choose to, because you're an adult. You can make those choices. But here's one thing I will almost guarantee you. None of the people, very few of the people who grew up in your neighborhood will follow you. They like lights,
I agree with
central
that.
heating,
I
air,
definitely
and Whole
agree with that.
Foods.
The reason why I'm questioning this is because
Because it's
I
a
did
first
not.
world problem, man. That's really what it is.
No,
it's
it's
a first
because
world problem.
yeah, it is. I grew up. My family didn't grow up with money. As I grew up, that's when we got more money. I
Well,
mean,
your family. What do you mean your family didn't grow up with money?
my dad, he made his own money from as soon as we were all born. Like he didn't have anything basically. That's why.
And did he make?
And yet they.
Okay, so let me ask you. He made his money for his family because he didn't grow up with it.
Yeah, he grew up with nothing, and then
Okay,
my mom married him when he had nothing.
But when he had nothing, he made it. Then he had a family. Did he make you guys live like he lived prior to the money?
No, because in this capitalistic society,
But why didn't he do that?
Because he's been inundated by the idea of capitalism.
Listen what I'm asking.
You said, why did he do
your
that
father grew
for his
up with
family?
nothing. Exactly. Your father grew up with nothing, right? And then he married your mother, and she married him when he had nothing. Yet he made his money and provided for his family more than he had growing up. If nothing created your father, why didn't he give you and your siblings nothing to create somebody like him?
Because he is a man that was inundated by a capitalistic society.
Because he wanted you to have better than he did. Trust fund Becky.
That was funny.
It's true.
Yeah,
you
I
admire your father for who he is, but he said, you know what? I know what it's like to not have to do this. And as a man, I don't want to do that to my child. So you can sit here and make first world arguments with seems like nice lighting. You don't seem like you've missed many meals. Congratulations. And you got all your teeth. Your hair is nice. You have not missed any of this stuff. See, I think it's interesting that, maybe it's a part of even considered white guilt. Enjoy your money. There are people who love it. Or get rid of it. Do whatever. You're 23. Where do you live?
Outside of Atlanta.
Are you with mom and dad, or you have your own place?
I'm with them because I have a broken foot.
Well, I'm sorry, I had a broken ankle. But after your foot's not broken, are you going to go to your own place?
Yes, going to grad school.
Who's paying for that?
Myself.
Good. See, and then from that point on, here's what you really have to do. I say follow the money. After grad school and everything else, you get to decide to reject capitalism and live whatever way you want to. It's your choice, but you have that choice. There are people on the other side of Atlanta who don't have that choice.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
There you go.
My other question that I have.
We got to wrap this up because I got more people to get to.
Just what about these women that you're talking to, where you're calling them 5s and 6? Like the last woman you were talking to is.
Hold on, I'm calling them 5. Oh, excuse me. I'm calling them what they are. And often when I ask a woman to rank themselves, so don't say I called them. I ask them to rank themselves. Be accurate, young lady.
I guess.
What did I ask that last lady? No. If you're gonna do
you
this,
asked if she was aggressive.
No. The last one, the only one that got a ranking was the woman who was in Kansas, and I asked her to rank herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave her a ranking. Do you not think that you have a ranking, young lady?
I wouldn't rank. Why would someone rank themselves?
I asked you, do you think you have one?
A number?
Yes. Yes. A scale of 1 to 10, you have one.
Not personally, no.
Well, I guarantee you this, you have one. Because that's how men are. We're visual. And I don't understand why you ladies think you can just remake men in your image. That's who we are. Men are visual. And women rank men based on productivity and resources. That seems to work out well for you guys. If not, why don't we all go back to cave and be hunter-gatherers? If all of this shit doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Right. Then go wander the world like Kung Fu and put it into practice. But while you're sitting up with a broke foot in insurance, I think it's pretty rich with first world problems to say, oh, this doesn't matter when you have options and most people don't.
I understand that.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
I'm equal opportunity. What'd you think? I was going to not tell her? You're average too. See, women who are average tend to get upset with rankings. Well, I'm more than that. Oh, well, who said you weren't? But as far as physicality, you're average. Karen and Darren are going to come after me like a mother, right? Look, ladies, men rank. I guarantee you, if Brad, Lee, Ahmed, and Enrique and Keith could come out and tell you the truth and not fear cancel culture or complaint culture, if they could come out and say the truth without fear of retribution for losing their jobs or being kicked off campuses, you would hear men speaking more truth. Funny thing, I'll say this on the side. When I lived in Oklahoma, the school I went to was an upper middle class school, but we lived on the east side, which was the lower income side. And I remember living in an upper middle class black neighborhood, an upper middle class white neighborhood, and I would always be fascinated with the conversations I would have over here versus over there. These people are arguing up, what did you cook for dinner? Oh, I don't like that. Mom, take the crust off my toast. I'm like, wow. And then you go back over to the projects and people were eating cereal with water. People eating the syrup sandwich. Even worse, and got real broke, they eat Karo syrup sandwich, the white syrup. Then you go over to somebody else's house. I remember the first time you went over to somebody else's house and they had a refrigerator and they had a separate freezer and something called a pantry. A pantry? What's a pantry? That's where we keep our dry goods. A pantry? You have a separate freezer? You have a crisper? You have water that comes out of the refrigerator and ice? Oh my God, I've heard about you folks. You also have grape juice? What the fuck is juice? I want that drink, baby. It's purple. We've got apple juice. What the fuck is juice? I want an apple drink. It's green. I want all them vitamins and shit. But I'm telling you, hanging around white people, when they had pantries and crispers, it was like, wow. Kevin, would you like something to drink? Yes. Well, we have Coca-Cola, we have Pepsi, we have orange juice, we have Sunny D, we have water, we have Perrier. What's Perrier? It's sparkling water. Huh? Did you say sparkling water? I mean, sparkling water where I come from is you stick a straw in the cup and blow. That's sparkling water where I come from. No, it sparkles. We also have mineral spring water. What would you prefer? Well, I'll take the sparkling water. And it came not in a styrofoam cup, not in a plastic cup. It came in a glass. And it was delicious. It sparkled. And when I realized that she served me sparkling water, and it wasn't glass, it was actually crystal.